Sri Matre Namaha, Sri Rama Raksha Sarva Jagat Raksha. Before getting into the topic, please like, share and subscribe to our channel so you motivate us in bringing up the sacred content to you all. Shadow. What is a shadow? The dark side of a personality is a shadow. So what I am referring to dark here is, it's not that the dark, but it means that you don't want to show that part of yourself to the world. Okay, that is the dark side of the personality. In the persona, we talked about what you want to show to the world. That is the persona. Okay, so if you did not watch my persona video, go watch that. It might be really very helpful for you. Okay, so the shadow is that aspect of you which you don't want to show to others. Okay, so for example, if you felt like crying, okay, and you are not ready to show that side of yours to others. Okay, you, for some topic or for something in your life, for some situation in your life, okay, you felt emotional and you are just suppressing that and you're repressing that, and you felt like crying. Okay, but you're not showing that vulnerable part of yourself to others, because others might think that, oh, this person always cries, or this person, because of the labels and judgments, like, oh, this person is a weak person. Okay, because the collective will tag the people who are crying, like, okay, this person is crying means this person is a weak person, etc, etc, etc. They have their own notions and judgments about humanity. That's another topic. But because of the collective influences, or whatever the circumstances are, because you are in that subconscious programming, that if you do only these kind of particular things, then only you are accepted in the society, or else you are not accepted, something like that. Okay, boys shouldn't cry. Okay, no boy cries, like etc, etc, etc. If some boy is crying, then they will label that boy as, why, oh, how can a boy can cry, etc. So they will judge that boy. That's why the boys, what they will do, they will never show that the vulnerable side or emotional side to most people. They'll always act like they are very strong persons, they have a lot of emotional strength, etc. But they are also human beings, they also have emotions. Okay, so everybody, irrespective of the gender, even the males and females, everybody have their own emotions, and the females show up their emotions and males doesn't show up their emotion. Okay, that's fine, because males, they act in a masculine way. But then sometimes there might be situations where they will get really hurt, and even in those situations they will just suppress themselves, and there is a collective notion that masculines show the emotional side. Then it might feel like, okay, they are not that strong, etc. Because of the labels, they don't show their emotions. So this might be, or they will suppress that, and they will suppress that, they will suppress that, and they will create their own shadows, because they are not expressing that, or they are just suppressing and repressing it. So the most of the emotions which got suppressed and repressed becomes your shadow side, which you don't want to show to others. Okay, let's just take another example. Suppose you are from you have some other talents, you are some multi-talented person. You want to be like a YouTuber, or you want to be like you want to learn dancing or singing, etc, etc. You have so many desires about yourself, you want to learn so many things. You might be want to learn so many things in your early ages, etc. But then everybody is taking either engineering or medicine, and then you just suppress your feelings and repress your feelings, and you never got a chance to do the dancing and singing, etc, whatever it is, because maybe the societal condition is like, oh, what's there in singing, or what's there in dancing, why you are spoiling the reputation, etc. You might be labeled because of that, or because of the labels which you get. What you will do is you just have the desire of something, and you suppressed that desire for a really very long time, and then because of the suppressed desire, you are creating negative emotions within you, and those negative emotions stay for a very long time in your energy body, or that will manifest like some kind of a physical symptom sometimes, or that will manifest some kind of a emotional turbulence sometimes. Okay, so some kind of imbalances in you, because you have that dark side within you which got suppressed and repressed for a really very long time, and you did not notice that, you just pushed it off inside you, and it stayed for a very long time, and that became your shadow. Okay, and somebody is experiencing some kind of a trauma, and they are just after experiencing the trauma, they did not let that out, or they did not cry it, or they did not speak about it. They just thought, they just escaped, they just bypassed that, and they are behaving like nothing happened with them. Okay. And what will happen by this is, they are not expressing that or healing the trauma in that particular point of a time. And for a long time, what will happen is that trauma gets stored, has an energy form inside you, within you, in your energy bodies, or in your emotional or mental body, something like that. Okay. And then it will become, convert into some kind of a negative emotion or negative energy, and it will become a dark side. Okay. So all the things which got suppressed or repressed, which were there for a really long time, and those things are not taken for granted, or those things are not worked on, maybe in this lifetime or maybe in the previous lifetime, all those things will come under the shadow body. Okay. So the more you heal yourself, the more you will understand what kind of shadows are there within you. Okay. And there are so many other shadows. I just gave some basic level examples. Okay. There are so many other things which will come under shadow. Like somebody is getting a lot of anger. Okay. But they don't know why that anger is coming. Okay. It might be coming from some past timeline or past incarnation, because they might have suppressed, or they just let go of the how people behaved with them. Okay. Maybe somebody bullied them, and they did not take any action against that, or they did not stand for themselves, and they are just somebody is doing some kind of a mental, emotional, or physical abuse with somebody, or they did not couldn't do anything in that scenario, and they just stored that anger in their in the body for a really very long time, of in the past incarnation or the present incarnation or in any other incarnation, or that got stored, that energy got stored within them, and now that anger comes in very very different forms, in very very different situations. Okay. So this why this anger is coming out is because of the some things which are hidden in the shadow body, which did not get healed. Okay. All the unhealed parts of you which are stored in the unconscious is the shadows. Okay. So the more you heal those shadows, the more you recognize what kind of shadows you have, the more you do the shadow work, the more you will enhance your personality, the more you will be free from that pain body, the more you will be growing in your spiritual journey, in your all areas of your life. Okay. The shadow work is a really very deep work. Okay. When you do your subconscious mind work, then when you enter the unconscious mind work, okay, then you will heal your shadow body. So healing your shadow body is a very very deep process. Okay. If you want to do this deep process, first you have to heal the subconscious level. Okay. After that, I already made the video on persona. You have to heal your persona, you have to be an authentic person, you have to heal your unconscious subconscious parts, you have to heal your present all the things which are there in your present life at the subconscious level, or in the past life and at the subconscious level. Then you come into the unconscious level, where you don't know so many things. That is the shadow. Okay. You don't know what is actually your shadow is. Only when you know tap into your unconscious. Okay. That why it is called as unconscious, because it's not in the conscious. What's not in the conscious, you have to get into that, and then you have to heal that. When you get into that unconscious level, the deep level, then you will understand what kind of shadows you have, and you work on your shadows and you move on. The more you work on your shadows, the more you will see that your life is transforming. Every area of your life is getting transformed. Okay. You are flourishing and you're healing, you're moving forward in your healing journey, and you're moving forward in your spiritual ascension journey. You're activating your DNA, because shadow work is very very important. Most people, what they will do is they'll just skip that part of themselves, and they will just skip that unconscious work, and they will just think that okay, they are doing all the work, and why the ascension or the progress, spiritual growth is not happening, is because they are just bypassing the shadows. So you have to heal the shadows. It's very very important. So what kind of a person are you, what kind of you might be acting out some way, but you don't know that you are acting out that way. That is also like sometimes shadow. Okay. Your shadows might come up in very different kind of scenarios, wherever wherever in some kind of a deep relationships, your shadows might get triggered. Okay, when in some kind of a very very close relationships, your shadows can get triggered. Okay, so why your shadows are getting triggered, and what kind of shadows you have to recognize all those things, and you have to heal all those things. Okay, you have to heal your dark side. Okay, dark side of your personality. That's when you will feel more flow of light coming within you. That's when you will feel more spiritual growth is happening for you, and that's when you feel that you are ascending forward in your journey. Okay, so these shadows might come up during your dark night of souls also. So whenever you go through a dark night of souls, just see what kind of lesson that dark night of soul is teaching, what kind of a work that dark night of soul is asking you to do. So whenever you go through a dark night of soul, or whenever you went through a dark night of soul, go into your past and see, whenever you went into a dark night of soul, what all happened in that dark night soul, or what all the dark night of soul, why the dark night of soul came. Okay, that is also very important point, and why the dark night of soul came, and what you had to heal in that scenarios, or what all things happened in that dark night of soul. Okay, what all things got triggered in the dark night of soul, and what all lessons you had in the dark night of soul. So when you analyze your dark night of soul very clearly and very deeply, that's where in that process only you will pick up what all shadows you have. When you pick up what all shadows you have, when you recognize your shadows, then it will be beneficial for you to heal those shadows. The first step is to recognize. When you recognize almost your shadows, then almost all the 60% of work is already done, because recognizing your shadows is only a very big thing. Okay, so sometimes it might not get caught to you. Okay, sometimes because it is hidden, you don't know, it is hidden in the unconscious. So the more you work on yourself, the more the hidden things from you, which you don't even know, that will come out. Okay, sometimes you feel like, oh my god, I did not expect this to happen, or like that you will feel shock. Okay, you did not feel that maybe that aspect of you was there within you. You did not expect that this kind of a work you had to do, or you need to do. So these things are you are not aware of. It might be very different to what you are actually, or what your personality type is, but it's your shadow. Okay, you might not know that, or you might not agree with that. Okay, so what you have to do is you have to recognize your shadow. That is the first step, and then you have to accept that it is your shadow. Okay, first of all, recognizing is only tough, as I told you, and the second point is acceptance. Okay, most people will also get stuck in accepting that shadow aspect of themselves. They will mostly be in the denial part of the shadows. Okay, even though their unconscious is giving them clues that hey, look, this is the shadow, you have to work on your shadows, but then they'll be like, oh no no no, I cannot accept that thing, or this is not me. They'll be like that. Okay, they will not accept their own shadows. Okay, if they are not accepting their own shadows, that means that they are denying that work. After so much hard work, you recognize your shadows. Okay, recognizing your shadows only needs a lot of inner work. Okay, after that, when you recognize it, you already completed the first step. But then if you're not accepting those shadows, then how you will do your shadow work? So if you're not accepting your shadows, what you will do is you will bypass that. The more you will bypass that, somewhere or the other, that shadow will come again and again in your life, or in your ascension journey, in the form of cycles. Okay, so there is no escape from the shadows. Okay, so the only way to escape from the shadows or heal your shadows is to face your shadows. Okay, so what you have to do is recognize your shadow, first step. Okay, second is acceptance, and third is face your shadows. Okay, even if you're accepting that you have this kind of a shadow. Okay, firstly you will be like denial. Okay, or this is not you, or this is not your shadow, or you will not agree with what your unconscious mind is showing you, or what your divine self is showing you, or what your higher self is showing you, that you have this kind of a shadows within you. You have to heal that. But then you are not recognizing that shadow, you are not accepting that shadow, and you are doing a lot of you are taking a lot of time to accept that, and that is delaying your journey again. Okay, you are yourself making your journey long, and you are yourself creating obstacles in your journey, because you're not accepting it, right? So when you accept that, and then you will remove your all obstacles in your journey, and you will cut short the time of your journey. Okay, so after accepting it, now the thing is, you have to heal that part of you. Okay, so when it comes to healing, you have recognized it, you have accepted it, but when you're not ready to heal that because you don't have that much guts to heal that shadow, because it might be very painful, uncomfortable, or it might feel like it is too much for you. So what you will do is, again, you will bypass that. Okay, so you will act like you will bypass that, and you will bypass that, you will not heal that, you will not heal that, and that shadow grows bigger and bigger, and you will, that again comes out in some or the other form, again and again, somewhere in your ascension journey. So if you're not healing that, if you're not acknowledging it, and if you're not giving it time, what will happen is that will stay with you, and it will trouble you again in this life cycle, or in the next life cycle, until or unless you heal that. Okay, so not only recognizing and accepting is important, but also healing that shadow is also important. If you're not healing it, and if you're bypassing it, but that shadow grows bigger, and you will be like living with your shadow self, not with your light self. If you want to accept your light body, and if you want to complete your ascension journey, it's very important for you to heal your shadows. Until and unless you heal your shadows and you integrate with shadows, you will not grow in your ascension journey. If you want to grow in your ascension journey, if you want to activate your DNA, if you want to move forward in your healing journey, okay, healing your shadows is very important. Shadow work is a very important part in your journey, because it is a deep work. Okay, so most people don't have the guts to do the deep work, but then if you want to ascend further, if you want to improve your life, improve yourself, the deep work is necessary. Okay, the more kachra, the more garbage the more deeply you cleanse that garbage, the more you will feel clean from within. Okay, the more your aura will shine, and you will be like a more brighter person, you will be like a more, because you have done a deep work, and that will show in your personality, that will show in everything which you do. Okay, so don't bypass your shadows, heal your shadows, because healing your shadows itself is a clue and key to activate your DNA. Okay, the more you activate your DNA, the more you will be in higher consciousness. Okay, so if you are doing the shadow work properly, then you will notice that you are growing faster in your spiritual journey, growing faster in your all areas of your life, in your ascension journey. Okay, so this will impact your shadow healing, will impact a lot, and it will bring a lot of transformation in your own journey. So once you start recognizing, accepting, and healing your shadows, and integrating your shadows, you will notice a very big very big difference and transformation in your life. So this was all about shadow healing. So do your shadow work, have guts to do your shadow work, and heal your shadow body, so that you can ascend very nicely, and you can grow in your spiritual journey or ascension journey. So this was all about shadow work. So thank you so much for tuning in. Sri Rama Raksha Sarva Jagat Raksha, Sri Matre Namaha.